Get everything you want, when you want it, and where you want it, on any mobile or digital device and viewable screen, including that big screen in your living room. Get it on the go, at night, or wherever you want it. 24/7, WBONtv.com. Learn it, love it, use it.
Welcome to the Coach Austin Newton Show. We are in the Madison Southern locker room, and this is kind of fun, right?
This is fun, yeah. I've only been here a couple times myself, so yeah, this is exciting.
Well, congratulations on your new job. We're super excited and thankful for you to have enough time to do this interview with us. So we'll just get started right off the bat. Austin, give us a little info about the background. A lot of people know you from EKU and playing at Eastern. So tell us about that.
Yeah, so I grew up in Campbellsville, Kentucky, and was a player at Campbellsville High School. I played for a guy named Tim Davis, who's still the coach there. He coached Marion County High School in 1993 when they won the state championship with Anthony Epps and those guys. So really, really good coach. And when I was in high school, Travis Ford was the coach at Campbellsville University, and he was recruiting me to come to Campbellsville. And then my senior year, he got the job at EKU, so I followed Travis up to EKU. And spent.
I want to pause 1 second because you have some records in high school, right? And still holding those?
I think they're still holding. So I was at one time the second leading scorer in Campbellsville High School history. That may have been broken a few years back, but I'm still the all-time assist leader, and I'm proud of that because people still say that I shot all the time, and that's not true because I'm the all-time assist leader.
Perfect. See, I knew it. I had to get that in there. You know, a lot of people don't. Yeah, a lot of people want to know that. It's important.
Yep. So came to EKU in 2001 and spent 4 years there. My first couple years I started and played quite a bit, and we weren't the best program in the country. We were literally one of the worst programs in the country. And around 2004, 2005, we started to turn the corner a little bit as far as our program. And in 2005, we won the OVC tournament and got to play in the NCAA tournament, if you remember, against the University of Kentucky out of all teams. Yes. So we played them in Indianapolis, and it was a dream come true. I mean, something.
That game.
Yeah, I mean, it was. I think there were 60,000 strong in there. I mean, Illinois and Cincinnati played the game after us. So, of course, it was a big crowd, and they were rooting for the underdog. So we cut it to 3 with about 3 minutes left, and the place just erupted, and it was just great memory. So anyway, after that year, Coach Ford got a job at the University of Massachusetts. So I just graduated, and he asked me to follow him again. So I went to UMass with Coach Ford and spent about 3 years as the video coordinator for him at UMass. And I had met a girl at EKU my sophomore year of college, a pretty little blonde from here in Berea, and she didn't want to make the move up north, and she said I needed to come home, so that's what I did, and we got married, and so I was out of coaching for about 2 years and really missed it and wanted to get back in, so I went and talked to Coach Jeff Neubauer, who was at EKU at the time, and I didn't really know him because he was coming in as I was leaving. But I just went and had a conversation with him and told him how much I loved EKU. And he, a few months later, he called and he had an opportunity as an operations guy at the college level. So I jumped at it and spent 3 years in the role as an operations, director of operations. And then I was promoted to a full-time assistant coach. So I spent 5 years as a full-time assistant. So 8 total years on the staff at EKU and did some great things. And I knew that when I moved back to Berea and got married, I made a commitment to my wife and to my family that I'm going to stay in this area. I didn't want to be the type of coach that moves my family all across the country chasing jobs. So
yeah, because a lot of them do. A lot of coaches go here, there, and everywhere. So yeah.
That's part of the business, and that's just I value my family, and I didn't want to be the guy that moved them all over the country. So I knew the day would come at EKU when we would either do well enough that Coach Neubauer would get a better job or the other ways people get fired, and it turned out that he got a better job at Fordham and had an opportunity to go with him, and I just couldn't move my family to New York at this time. Got 2 young kids, so I stayed on at EKU in an administrative role. I've done some fundraising for athletics for the last 3 years.
You guys have raised more money that year that you did, well, several years that you did it, than ever, right?
Yeah, and
Super proud.
had zero fundraising experience and just jumped right in. And
It's about communication and people skills, don't you think? I mean, you really just have to.
it's about relationships. I mean, I think it's a lot like recruiting at the college level. I mean, you're visiting people and you're building those relationships, and just like basketball recruiting, at some point you hope that relationship you've built pays off with a commitment of some sort. But we are proud of the things we've done the last 3 years in development at EKU.
Absolutely. So you guys had a nice meet and greet last night. Tell us about that. How did it go?
It went really well. I mean, we had a great turnout. Coach John Clark of the football team, they had practice yesterday, and before the meet and greet, he had me out to talk to the football team, which I thought was awesome. So I talked to the team, and then we had a meet and greet in the auditorium, and our principal, Mr. Watkins, and our athletic director, Mr. Calvin Creech, and myself got up and spoke, and then just spent some time after visiting with our players and their families and just getting to know the community.
Yeah, that's super nice. And you guys had a big crowd here, I think, for Monday night,
We had a really good crowd. I mean, I said it in my talk last night, like, I took the job last Thursday, and the response is just, I mean, I feel like I'm the coach of the Boston Celtics. That's what I said last night. Like, it's been unbelievable. And even my wife was like, I mean, she went to school here, and she's like, I cannot believe that this is that big of a deal. And so I think there's a lot of people interested in seeing this program do well, and I've learned that over the last 4 or 5 days.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think you're right. And you being the 4th head coach of the basketball program, what does that mean to you?
Yeah, I mean, I learned that this is the 30th year of Madison Southern basketball, and to be only the 4th coach in the program history, that tells me that this is a good place to be. And people, Coach Tony Cox, Coach Doug Sally, Coach Shane Buttry are all guys that I've got to know in my years here at Madison County, and I have a lot of respect for each one of those guys. But they've stayed a long period of time, and that tells me that I'm getting into a good situation where I'm going to be for a long time, and this is where we want to raise our family.
Well, it's kind of interesting that Coach Clark, he's definitely a people person, and it's nice that he brought in the football team to introduce you. It seems like a lot of the gentlemen at Southern, they play multiple sports. So did you find any of those and talk to any of those men?
Yeah, well, I hope to. I'm still trying to figure. We had an open gym in here Sunday night, had a short team meeting, and we had a couple dozen kids show up, so I'm still trying to put names of faces and figure out who's who. And I know the football team's very talented. I mean, you play for a state championship, you got to have some athletes to do that. So I come from a high school where I graduated with about 80 people in my senior class, so we had to play multiple sports. And I'm a big believer in that's part of the high school experience, playing multiple sports. I mean, that's what it's all about. And I think that the more sports you play and the more skills that you learn, it helps you at the next level.
Yeah. So give us an idea of some goals that you might have. I know one, learning all their names, right? But what type of goals are you bringing from EKU over with you, or any new goals that you have for this new basketball team that you're going to get? Yeah,
so 2 years ago they won 26 games. Coach Buttry's a good coach. They've done a good job. The 11th region obviously is the toughest region in the state. I mean, it's gonna be tough. I did learn that Southern has never won a regional tournament game, and that tells you about how tough this region is. I think that's our immediate goal, is to try to figure out how to get out of the district and win a regional tournament game. I just remember from EKU when we were trying to turn our program around and trying to turn the corner, our goal was just to get to Nashville to the OVC tournament. That was back when only 4 teams made it to the OVC tournament in Nashville. So our goal was, hey, let's just get to Nashville. And that was my senior year, and we got to Nashville. You end up winning the thing. So I think if we can just somehow find a way to win one regional tournament game, you never know what could happen.
Absolutely. Now, will you be revising the schedule? Because I know they work those out a while. Have you had a chance to sit down with the athletic director and look at it? And what have you done?
I actually got a chance to look at the schedule a couple days ago, and we still need a few games. I don't think there's a contract on every game, so there needs to be some discussion here pretty soon about our schedule. But I know we play Madison Central first game of the year, and then we got Estill County right after that, with John Bentley, and so I mean that's two really tough opening games to start as a head coach. So we're gonna do the best we can. We're gonna be disciplined. I said last night in my talk that I'm a big believer that you win with defense, and I've learned that the longer I'm around sports and the longer I'm around coaching, like shots some nights are just not going to go in. I mean, it's just as a player, it's just nights when you don't have it. But on the defensive end, you can bring it every night, and you can play good defense, and that's what we're going to try to do.
So you said you play Central and Estill County. So a lot of people may not know that you played with Coach Bentley. Mm-hmm. And, of course, I'm sure you know Coach Feldhouse and his many years of experience. Talk to us about those two.
Yeah. So Coach Feldhouse is one of the best coaches in the state. I mean, state champion. He's been around for a very long time, and he's a good friend of mine. I think the world of him. Played at EKU, so we kind of have the same background, and he's going to be tough to go against. I mean, there's no sugarcoating it. They have a very good program. John Bentley he's been a friend of mine since our days at EKU, and the first day I met the guy, he told me that his dream in life was to be a high school basketball coach and to go to the state tournament. That's all he wanted in life. And he did it last year. I was so happy for him. I mean, just so happy for the guy. And he's a true friend, and he's been really good to me throughout this process and helping me understand that this is a good situation.
Yeah, a lot of the athletes that play basketball for those two schools, they all know each other because they've played growing up in Little League football and baseball and different things. So, and, it's a fun rivalry. Yeah. So, and I know that you know that, but they do a little trash talking, I guess. Wayne might do a little trash talking on Twitter and stuff. So tell us about that. Like, it's a fun rivalry, though, but it's clean. It's clean.
It's clean. I mean, it's just good for sports. And, when I was at Eastern, we were rivals with Moorhead and Murray and Western back in the day. It's just good. And I like the fact that we play, Central the first game of the year. I think it gets the community excited about what's going on. And, again, I've told people throughout the interview process, I've been to Southern games and I've been to Central games and I've watched the district and regional tournaments, but at the same time, I don't know a lot about the trash talking that goes on and all that good stuff. I'm sure I'll learn really quick, but I'm just, I've recruited this area for a long time as a college coach, so I think rivalry games are important. I think they're good for high school basketball, and I hope that we can be competitive enough to make this a good rivalry.
Yeah. Is there anything that you come in that you automatically say, I'd like to do this or I'd like to do that? Like as far as the gymnasium or little things. What's some different ideas that you might be bringing to the program? Yeah,
I think we have great facilities here. Again, I've been on the job about 2 days, so right. I'm trying to find my way. But the facilities are first class. We have 2 weight rooms here. A lot of colleges don't have 2 weight rooms, so I think we have everything we need facility-wise to have a good program. The rest I'll have to figure out as we go along, as I get into it. But facility-wise and resources, and I think the administration is great, the leadership. I think they have the right people in place to really move this thing forward. And I've said it all along, the football program is living proof that things are headed in the right direction, yeah.
So you're going to need 2 little Southern shirts at home, right? You got to bring home.
Got them. Yeah, so we already got them. I got a daughter, Hallie, she's 7, and a son, Hagen. And my wife's good with that stuff, and she already had them shirts made, and they had them on last night at the meet and greet, so they'll be ready to rock and roll.
They'll be your biggest fans.
Absolutely.
Now, are you hoping that they go to all because they're still young, are you hoping they'll go to all the away games with you, home, away, all of it?
Yeah, that's what you dream about as a dad, is having those moments with your kids. And I honestly didn't know the last 3 years if I would coach again, to be honest with you. And when this opportunity came about, it just something clicked that this was something that I needed to do. I really felt that I needed to do it. And having my kids at this age that they're in, just having them in the gym with me, having them come to practice and sit behind the bench and go to games, like those are memories that you'll cherish for the rest of your life.
So a few last questions. Will you get in touch with any of your old basketball coaches like Travis Ford or Neubauer or, even your high school coaches, like to give them the news and get any ideas from them?
They've already heard from me. So I've talked to all of my high school coach. Called me today about playing in a Christmas tournament down in Campbellsville, down in my hometown, which would be really cool, and I'm hoping to make that happen. I talk to Coach Neubauer probably weekly, and Coach Ford, I talk to him quite often as well, and they were both so supportive because they both know what I want in life, that I'm a family guy that's made a commitment to my family, and they're just really happy that I have an opportunity to coach and not move my family.
Yeah. Well, there's been a lot of changes up at EKU, and as well as you know, and we don't have to get into all the nuts and bolts of that, but I know they're going to miss you.
Yeah, well, I've told them I'm not far away. Like I'm a Colonel for life. I love EKU more than anybody you'll ever meet. I'm always going to root for them, and I'm still going to be at the games. I'm going to support them as much as I can. But I mean,
you're going to be busy.
I'm going to be busy. I'm going to be busy. But EKU's a special place to me. I mean, I'm the person I am because of EKU. I have a family because of EKU, and I'm a Colonel for life.
Well, we thank you so much for this opportunity and letting us come in. And you already got some guys. We heard we had to come in here because the guys were out there already shooting some baskets. So I think they're excited.
They are excited. They are. And like I said, that first night we had so many come out, and they're excited. I think they want to be coached and they want to learn. And I hope that I can be that guy that can help them.
So this is a recruiting tool right now. Like get into the gym and get some practice and get all the guys on the team.
That's right. If you want to be good, you got to get in the gym and get some shots up. I mean, that's what it's all about.
And play.
And play.
You've got to have a big team, right?
That's right.
All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
We really appreciate it. And we'll be interviewing Coach Newton many more times throughout the season, so we're looking forward to the opening Madison Central, Madison Southern game. Is it here or there? Where?
It's at Central, yeah.
So, okay. We got to be unbiased. We got to be root for both.
Yeah, it's coming quickly. It's coming quick. A lot of work to do between now and then.
You're absolutely right. All right, everybody. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.